recording now. Yeah, today at the Salvation Army shop, where I volunteer because I'm an upstanding member of society, I don't know what it is with people, but it's some of the things they donate. Like, I mean, most people donate, you know, random things like, you know, jerseys and curtains and, you know, books and, you know, normal stuff that we could actually sell for monies, you know. But no, today well, there was two bags in particular. One bag I opened was almost entirely almost entirely comprised of garbage in some form or another. One of which was a singular shoe. Just one shoe.
Just one shoe.
Yeah, just one shoe. I'm looking through this bag, and you know, I found a belt, which I guess we could have sold, but most of it was just like, it was the things that I can remember in it was that singular shoe and a bunch of really shitty naked dolls.
Yeah.
Like, dreadfully shitty. Like, these are the kinds of dolls that, you know, I don't know, I can imagine them like being nailed to a wall in a really crumbled, dilapidated old you know, council housing estate, you know, and then, you know, I don't know, like there's like a red arrow in spray paint pointing to it with the words "dirty whore" or something like that. I don't know, that's just the image I've got in my head, and, you know, I don't know, if maybe someone's taken a marker pen and drawn pubes on it or something. You know, it's... If I...
Red.
Sorry?
Red marker pen.
Yeah.
She's got red pubes.
Yeah, she's got red pubes on it, yeah. The doll's got red pubes. But the other thing was also a bag of nappies. Someone donated a bag of nappies.
Is this all the same person?
No, that was, I mean, the dolls in the singular shoe, and I think some Christmas baubles, actually, were all the same person. But we got this one bag that had some fucking nappies in it.
Oh.
You know, I honestly, you know, it's like they're treating the place like a skip. You know, and I wonder why you wouldn't just put stuff like that in a skip. You know? It's like, yeah, God, you know what? This stuff has been cluttering up my house for so long, I'm so angry at it that I want to inflict it on other people. I'm so angry at this one shoe that's been sitting on top of my TV, you know, right above a dead cat, and, you know, I don't know, 6 spent cigarette butts, that, you know, I'm going to send that to a shop and laugh as they look at it and go, what are we supposed to do with this?
That's what they said.
That's what they said, precisely.
Yeah. To himself in a dark room.
to themselves in a darkened room.
And he just laughed for a bit until his own laugh echoed back into his ear, and he just a single tear crawls out of his eye, hits the floor, and the echo of the tear just reminds him just how lonely.
You know, it reminds him. You know what? The echo of the tear reminds him of just how little furniture he has. You know, in fact, that shoe was the only thing he had in his house. It was, you know, other than obviously the Christmas baubles that, I don't know, he was hanging off his roof or something. You know, and it was like the shoe was just sitting in the middle of his room taunting him. So, you know, this is all you will ever own.
Oh, and he never leaves the house. It's always pitch black in the house. He just sits and laughs.
Yeah. The only people he really talks to are a bunch of really shitty pound store dolls that he's just nailed to the wall. You know, that seem to speak to him as he sleeps.
They're his ladies.
There is ladies. There is harem. His voodoo harem.
Yeah.
Now you see talk about fucking those sort of harem animes. Now that's a fucking harem anime right there. We need an anime where that
This guy.
yeah, it's just this one guy who's sitting in the middle of a room with one shoe next to him and a bunch of dolls nailed to the wall, and
Just boarded up his window. You can still see like what's going on in the room, but it's just from a reality standpoint, it would be a completely black room where he sits and just laughs.
Yeah.
And there's like a glow in the dark alien shirt. I don't know. There's something like the stereotypical image of an alien, but it's glow in the dark, so he just looks weird. And then he laughs and just looks up at his wipes on the wall and just blows them a kiss.
I'm not sure how we got to this point.
Now you bring up your job.
I suppose. I don't know. It's just to be honest. It came in a bag filled with other stuff other than a shoe. So it's kind of a it is kind of a slander to say that the guy only owned one shoe, and those naked dolls.
I'm sure it's all you owned.
I'm fairly certain, because as we all know, you can derive any kind of information from what someone owns.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I've got actually tell you what, this is something that no one will be able to see. I don't know. I might actually put it like a photo of it in the video, just for the sake of it. But this is something I found in the Salvation Army shop. It's one of those many things that I just pick up because I find them hilarious. It's this. If you'll see it, Chris, I'm just waiting for his reaction before I...
Okay, is it a rat, like a parsnip, or what's going on?
What
is it?
What it is a bottle opener.
Okay.
With what appears to be some kind of, I don't know, is it a fox's arm or a raccoon's arm? Or something? Yeah, it's just like a massive, it's like a raccoon's arm and claw that's obviously been stuffed. It has been stuffed. Just to clarify here, I don't own a freshly cut off raccoon's arm with a bottle opener attached to it. This is...
I don't think you get a freshly cut off one in this country.
Probably not in this country. Maybe in some parts of the southern United States. But not here. We're civilized. I was actually going to say, maybe in some parts of Asia, but I didn't want to come across as racist. The thing is, people generally don't consider rednecks a race, so it's perfectly okay to insult them.
Yeah, it's that kind of thing.
Yeah. Oh well, but I'm just waving at Chris with the hand. Oh wait, no, that's the back of it. Hello. Oh god, this is doing nothing for you people because you can't fucking see it. But yeah, that's one of the things I got out of the Salvation Army shop. But actually, another thing that I got out today, if I can get it out of here, I actually got I got a copy of this film called The Men Who Stare at Goats.
Oh yes,
starring George Clooney, which is the way they pronounce his name in France, I believe. And I have the VHS copies of a box set of the Rambo trilogy, starring Sylvester Stallone, which I believe is how they pronounce his...
Starring Sly Cooper from the PS2 game.
Which I believe is how they pronounce his name in some other country. I don't know. Yeah, Sly Cooper.
I don't awful joke. I've never played those games. But anyway,
dude, this podcast is entirely comprised of awful jokes, so it doesn't matter. Anyways, this is you know, in case you have short-term memory problems and you or vision problems and you don't know what the hell it is that you're listening to because perhaps some dickhead strapped you to a chair and then just started playing this thing. You know, with these,
I don't want to meet those people.
yeah, you know, with these two twats just voicing their opinions loudly at you.
No, I don't want to meet the people who strap down someone to listen to this.
Really?
What kind of people would they be?
Probably me, actually. You know, I mean, they're going on my YouTube channel. I'm getting the fucking views. No, yeah. In case you didn't know, this is Chris and Gunn's Journey to Hell podcast. I believe it's episode 6, but I could be entirely wrong because I believe it, and it's an entirely faith-based position. Yeah, sorry, that was a long silence because I took a swig of Vimto. Anyways, we didn't actually come up with a sort of structuring topic for this one.
Or we're just carrying on from the fancy one from last time. I remember you saying that. If we can at all, I don't know if I can think of any.
You know what? If you want to keep that as a structuring topic, I don't care. I'll just, we're just going to talk about things regardless. I mean, look what we did with one shoe earlier. You know, we just constructed this fantasy out of one shoe, which wasn't a fantasy, surely.
It's not, no.
No, it's not. It was real.
I think the guy's dead now because he gave away his wives.
He gave away his wives, and he's probably died from, I don't know, eating the paint off the skirting board. You know? Because I can't imagine he has a fridge, let alone any food.
I don't know, I just think he just had his way with an ironing board and then just killed himself.
had his way with an ironing board. I thought he didn't own anything.
No, he did.
Okay.
No
So
furniture.
the whole thing is just changing. You know?
Oh, but yeah, he just had his way with that and then just fucking, I don't know.
I have almost drank this entire Vimto bottle today. That cannot be good for me. I'm probably going to die very soon, but hopefully we'll get this podcast sorted beforehand. But yeah, God, I think you were, yeah, we were talking about fantasy stuff at one point, but yeah, we ended up doing an episode with Nick, and you know, that just I can barely remember much about that other than this kind of nagging sound in my ear for about an hour and a half, which, to be honest, is probably a lot like listening to me on one of these podcasts, but you know, self-deprecating, haha. But yeah. Actually, if we're still talking about fantasy stuff, I actually finally got around to. Oh, speaking of Nick, actually, sorry, I almost completely forgot about our little tradition. You know, because there were people sitting, there were people listening, waiting for what I have to say, for what I have to tell them that Nick is up to at this very moment.
Do it.
Okay, I'll do it. I'll do it. Look, I'm sort of building suspense. It's like in, you know, on the Jeremy Kyle show where like they're trying to figure out if this person is someone's dad or not, and so and for some reason when he takes the letter out of the envelope that says whether it probably just says a big yes or no. It probably doesn't have any results on it, right? It probably just says yes or no on it. And for some reason he takes about 6 minutes to fucking say it. You know? So
it's daytime it's morning or daytime TV, I forget, I don't know what it is for. This isn't fucking Sherlock.
Yeah, I know. It's but even then Sherlock doesn't tend to, you know, just say that the killer was
Or killer says
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Alan Rickman.
Alan Rickman. Oh, okay. Then. Alan Rickman Jr. Yeah,
And
actually.
then he stands there like looking at this letter in his hand, and then the guy from the office looks at him and goes, "We're gonna fucking tell us a lot, you prick." And then he tells them, and then it's all right.
That's actually. You know what?
Moriarty turns up and he's like Irish or something.
You know what? That's something. Imagine if Sherlock Holmes was Chris Tarrant.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
No, because it'd just be like, you know, it's like okay, I know who the killer is, but do you know who the killer is? Is it A or is it B? You know. And then, of course, it's like, well, are you sure that's who the killer is? We'll find out after the break.
Oh, it'd be awful.
The show would take I think the show would be about 3 hours per episode. Yeah, so, Nick could have joined us today, but he was too busy hiding under your bed right now.
Really?
Yeah, because Nick is actually, and Nick is a bit like Dr. Manhattan. He is everywhere at once. He's set in all sort of moments
Do you
of
realise
time.
what you've said?
You know, he's yes.
You know what people think of when they think of Dr. Manhattan, right?
He's a big blue naked man.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So Nick is a big blue naked man, and he's hiding under your bed. He's hiding under everyone's bed right now.
It's an image.
Yeah, he's a big blue naked man, and he is hiding under your bed, just like sniffing your mattress, and going yes.
That's what old Doc Manhattan, old Doctor New York did. Jesus.
Okay.
He should be called Doctor New York. That'd be amazing. He like turns up on the scene and goes, "I'm Doctor New York, buddy," and he's got like a, I don't know, he's wearing like a newsvender's hat, and he's got a newspaper and under. He throws bagels at people. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Let's move on.
None of us know what the fuck we're talking about. It's part of the fun, really. You know, the whole point of these things is for us to just say whatever pops into our heads. You know, for example, spider cows. Big, you know, they're
just de Jack Burton dan le gifts du Mandarin. That's my Spanish Big Trouble in Little China poster.
Yeah, I did think it was Big Trouble in Little China because he mentioned Jack Burton, but that's a film I've got to watch again, actually.
So fun.
But yeah, no, I was going to say, if we're still going to be talking about the whole fantasy thing, you know, I actually finally got around to doing what you've been, you know, berating me to do the past little while. You know, he just occasionally walks into my room and pokes me with a sharp implement and goes, "Glenn, get back to reading Sandman!" And that's what I did eventually, because to be honest, I started to run out of flesh on my arm. So yeah, I got volume 2 of the Sandman, but it's been so long since I've read the first volume that I've started reading that again. I'm about halfway through it. It's one of those things where I really liked it. I liked it a lot, but I, for some reason, just stopped reading it. I don't know why. I didn't bother going for the other volumes. You know, it was just one of those things, really. And it's the same with Preacher as well. I really liked the first volume of Preacher, but I just, you know, for some reason, I just never picked up the second volume. But yeah, I just finished reading the John Constantine story.
Yeah, I love Sandman a lot, though. It's a fucking great series.
Yeah, it's. I mean, like I say, I mean, I've only actually read the first volume, and I'm back reading that again. But it's pretty fucking cool. Like,
yeah, it's one of those series, and like, I'm not exactly known for my love of like massive cerebral, I guess is the word for it. Series like that that are kind of like difficult to read in a way for a bit, and then you like realize it, and you go, oh, okay, I can read it. But this one's like a big exception for me. I just think it's really, really good. Lots of good characters in it.
Yeah, so I can see why you like it, because it's filled with fucking myths and legends and whatever. You know,
That's a good part of it as well.
I mean, the main character is himself a myth and a legend, but the thing I quite like about it is the fact that I mean, like a lot of the stuff that I like, it has a sense of humor that's well implemented, but it's but it's a really effective combination of fantasy and horror.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, some of the stuff that happens in it is genuinely unsettling.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
It doesn't stop. That side of the comic does not stop for a bit.
Yeah. I can't imagine why it would stop. And the thing is, it's always weird to me, like reading something written by Neil Gaiman, because that's like that, because some of the stuff that he's known for, that he's that is more popular, that he's written, he comes across as being a little bit more of a whimsical sort of storyteller.
Yeah, very eloquent guy.
Yeah, very very eloquent. I mean, Coraline had some weird stuff in it, but it was still kind of whimsical, and and it was a nice little story. And you have Stardust. I mean, I wasn't a big fan of the movie Stardust, but I never read the novel. But as far as I can tell, it's kind of a whimsical fantasy sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then I read Sandman, and it's genuinely haunting in places. Like basically I think the premise of at least the first volume is that Morpheus, I think he's Morpheus, the Lord of Dreams or the Lord of Sleep.
Yeah.
Who is essentially the Sandman. Ends up getting trapped for like 70 years by this bloke who's trying to capture death.
Basically, Aleister Crowley.
Yeah, it's basically Aleister Crowley, though he's not Aleister Crowley. But in fact, Aleister Crowley's mentioned in it. But but it's the guy. He's Aleister Crowley if Aleister Crowley actually did magic, and it's basically that him getting captured results in several people, like a lot of people having some kind of weird sort of. I think it's like the sleeping disease or something like that, and as what the humans call them. Yeah. And there was this one girl who has been asleep for many years, and she was raped, and
that's right.
and she.
It's been a while since I've read that volume, but
and she and she gave birth while still asleep, and it's really sad, because when the Sandman gets out, she wakes up and she's a fairly old woman at this point, and she wakes up and she's a tear just goes down her face, and she's like, I had a baby. Where's my baby? It's the saddest thing in the world, but it's and what he does, and also what he does to our Crowley guy's son is pretty horrendous. But I don't want to spoil too much, but I highly recommend this so far, because apart from anything else, it's got John Constantine in it, like in one of the stories.
Yeah, that's a good story.
That is a good story, and
my favorite part. I remember the first. Favorite part of the first volume. So you're introduced to Cain and Abel.
Oh yeah, Cain and Abel. Like, are you sure it's not going to explode? Of course it's not going to explode. Who would do such a thing? Well, you.
Here he is. I got figurines of both of them.
Do they show up again?
What? Yeah, they're recurring characters.
All right, well that's cool.
They work at Morpheus's castle. So yeah.
Is there any?
There's almost like a kind of separate kind of thing going on. Like there's the staff of the Castle of the Dreaming, and it takes them ages. I think it's the 6th volume or the 7th volume till Merv Pumpkinhead turns up. And he's the best one.
Of course, Merv Pumpkinhead. You've mentioned him before.
From the start, it's just kind of weird. But yeah, Cain and Abel just keep turning up, just murdering him all the time.
Yeah.
And they say that he sounds like Vincent Price, and it's just
it's
And their characters from previous stuff. There's an anthology series called The House of Mystery and The House of Secrets, and they were the horror hosts of that. like both separate. I don't just murdering Cain and Abel over and again. I think Swamp Thing was actually introduced in that kind of format. So,
Well, the thing is, Neil Gaiman's writing is quite cool because he has a tendency to just kind of he'll chuck in these weird things. I mean, like Cain and Abel. Like, I don't know if I would have thought to put like Cain and Abel in there and have them be this vaguely comedic but slightly horrific.
oh yeah, it's impossibly dark in a way, really.
Yeah,
I can't imagine that being done in the inevitable movie that's coming out soon.
yeah. But that's the thing. It's I mean, I'm doing a story about the Sandman, and I'm thinking like I wouldn't have thought to do that. It's one of those things where I sit and read it and I become, as a writer, very jealous.
Yeah.
Well,
you do know that the whole joke is that I think it's like in the original Bible story of Cain and Abel, which are nothing like the guys in Sandman, obviously. But it's just like and Abel, Cain and Abel were then taken to the land of Nod or something. That didn't mean like the land of sleep, but he just went fuck it.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's interesting then. Yeah. So actually, another fantasy thing as well. I have started reading a book for the first time in ages. I mean, I have shitloads of books in the house, but I've mostly been reading comics lately, and so this is the first novel I've actually looked at in a good while, and for a very sad reason, actually. The main reason is that I've always wanted to read it, but it's kind of partly a sad reason because the man who wrote the book recently died, and it's Terry Pratchett's Mort.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking that.
Yeah, and once again, I haven't read all the way through it, but I've gotten through quite a few chapters already, and it is such a laugh.
Which one's this then?
Mort. Mort is the it's basically I mean, this appears to be a kind of a theme in a lot of stories that about like death or the Grim Reaper, where death wants to go off and have a holiday.
Yeah.
Like, because I believe there was a film called Death Takes a Holiday.
I've never heard of it.
What wasn't it? I think it was. I think it might have been remade into a film called Meet Joe Black.
Okay.
I don't know, but and I believe even Neil Gaiman is supposed to be doing a film with this premise.
I'm not sure if that's happening.
Well, I remember it was supposed to be happening.
It was going to happen. It was Death from the Sandman series.
Yeah,
that's a good story. That's a story that he's already written, really, in a comic form. You should find that one. It's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, so there's that, and but in this one, in Mort, Death wants. I think basically Death wants a bit of time off. So what he does is he hires this guy, this young lad called Mort, who is going to be his apprentice. And Mort is, I don't know if this is in the book or not, but I remember my dad telling me, because my dad reads a lot of Terry Pratchett books, he told me a long time ago that Mort was the sort of person that would trip over a cactus in the desert. Yeah, I have a feeling that might even be in the book, but I've just been going through it, and one of the first things that Death has asked Mort to do is shovel out the dung from his horse, and his horse is called Binky as well.
What? Okay.
His horse is called Binky.
Binky.
Yeah, it's.
Okay.
The thing is, I remember every time when I'm reading Death's dialogue in this book, like the dialogue is actually, his dialogue is in big block capitals, and whenever I think of his voice in my head, it's always Ian Richardson's voice from the TV adaptation of Hogfather.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, because he was the voice of death in Hogfather,
Yeah,
which is another Terry Pratchett thing. And it's just great when when he's asking Mort to shovel out the dung, he's just Dung Boy. That's what I was thinking. Shovel out the dung.
I'll pull it out.
Yeah. And it's so there's like when he's describing Discworld at the start, where it's like Discworld is a flat a flat world on the back of 4 elephants. That's on the back of a massive celestial tortoise called Great Atuin, and it was like I think it's like scientists have calculated that it's around 1,000,000 to 1 chance that anything so patently absurd would actually exist, whereas magicians have calculated that 1,000,000 to 1 chances occur 9 times out of 10. So yeah, I mean that's just the guy just I mean even just even though I mean it's the first one of his I've actually read, but I'm reading through it and it's clear the guy had such a tremendous wit and surreal like sense of humour
I've always
about
wanted to
it.
read his books.
Yeah.
I never got around to reading books. It's annoying.
Yeah,
So I'm not a best reader.
I'll give you my copy of Mort to borrow, man, because it is it's an easy read. It is. I'm going through it, and it's very intelligently written, very witty, but it's easy to read. You just keep going,
Yeah.
You just want to keep. The last book I tried to read, I'm only about halfway through it, and I've been reading it forever. It's Neuromancer by William Gibson, which is, of course, the basically like the father of, cyberpunk, essentially. Well, sort of modern cyberpunk. And the thing is, I like Neuromancer so far. The trouble with Neuromancer is that you really have to, like, pay attention. Like, you really have to dig yourself into the prose, because the thing about the world that he's describing is that it's so out there at times that you often have to go back and go, wait, what? It's weird the way he describes certain things, and you don't understand. A couple of times I actually had to look at the Wikipedia plot synopsis to find out what the fuck happened.
Yeah.
And it's not because William Gibson's a bad writer. I think he writes very well. It's just that I have that trouble. I think I'm more of a visual person.
I think I am too. Yeah.
Whereas I can visualize these things. I can imagine it in my head, because I like to think I'm an imaginative person. But I do have a bit of difficulty with that. Whereas like Terry Pratchett's like Mort, there, it describes its world in a very sort of, I don't know. It describes it very simply but very eloquently, and I like that. It's just like you're hanging out in the world, and everything is kind of, you get a few details every now and then, but it's just like if you were walking through the world. You're seeing stuff and you're taking it in. Whereas when you're reading this, when I'm reading Neuromancer, I feel like I'm reading like. I feel like I'm in some kind of massive old cathedral with, and I'm reading like a textbook that's just kind of describing every little detail of the cathedral, and someone has removed my eyes.
Well, that's
because I can't see the cathedral. But well, actually, no, that doesn't work either, because I wouldn't be able to read the fucking thing. So an audiobook. Basically an audiobook describing to me these things, and it's just like, well, I'm having trouble visualizing this, but maybe it's not the best analogy. Maybe I should just shut up. But but whatever. The point is, I think it's quite an easy read. I would recommend you have a look at it, dude, because it's precisely our sense of humor. I think
it probably will be, and I should get into it at some point.
Yeah.
I've actually got some books. I just haven't read. Never get around to reading books. It's annoying.
Yeah, I know. But apart from anything else, I really like the cover of it, because I think they've kind of been releasing new copies of the books, and it's just, I mean, yeah, it's lovely. It's hardback, and it just has these little shiny bits on it. And of course, I'm easily distracted, so I like shiny bits. God, it's just lovely. It's got its own little bookmark hanging off of it as well, so I like that. You know, I don't have to use a playing card like I do with most other things, or just like a vaguely important looking letter that I really should be looking at, not using as a bookmark. But
Oh god.
did you actually see the petition that Terry Pratchett fans put out?
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah, it was like, you know, they were trying to petition death to bring Terry Pratchett back. That's funny. That I think Terry Pratchett probably would have, because I mean, as much as as little as I've read his actual books, I've like seen him in, like, you know, in public sort of settings, and, like, you know, I've actually read stuff that he said in interviews or whatever, and, you know, I think he probably would have laughed his arse off at that, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope to get reading more of those. I just wish I'd actually gotten around to it while the guy was still alive.
I know, it's almost that feeling like, oh god, I missed out on that.
Yeah.
Now I'm just gonna look like a frickin', you know, guy who just pops up because he's dead. It's like,
yeah, I know. I'm gonna read the book because he's dead and everything. I mean, I've always wanted to read a Terry Pratchett novel. I just never got around to it. It's just when he died, I went, oh shit! I was gonna read I was gonna try and read his books, you know. So yeah. It's just, and I know but
hell, I only ever actually got into, like, George Carlin's stand-up because he died, because I just forgotten who he was. he's like popular over here, you know.
I think, you know,
I know him, but
yeah. I think I did actually watch a lot of his stand-up before he died.
Yeah,
but,
I know you did. It was just me. I was just, oh god, this guy. I think I like watched one of it.
Oh yeah, but yeah, that's
a lot of stand-up, but there you go.
Well, I suppose not. The thing is, you know what? That was I mean, that guy. He was performing right up until he died.
Yeah.
And he was like in his 70s. He was still going up and saying. In fact, I think he was performing like 3 days before he wandered into hospital, complaining of chest pains, and then eventually ended up dying later that night.
That's a shame.
It is a right shame, you know, because it's interesting to see. Like, I know we've just kind of gone from Terry Pratchett to George Carlin here, but we're just talking about old dead men that we admire. But when you look at his stand-up, it's you know, over the years, it's very interesting to watch, because a lot of his older stuff is a lot more. I'd say some of his older stuff is a lot more light-hearted. It's still got a dark edge to it at times, but it's a bit more light-hearted.
He's a lot more goofy back then.
The guy, he was a bit more goofy. And the guy was the master of the comic routine.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I mean, he was brilliant at coming up with a routine, like a set routine around a subject, because you could tell that he'd written everything, and he'd memorized it, because everything was so articulate. Everything he said, you know, was to the letter, you know. And there are a lot of comedians that don't do this. It's you know, because it's a different style. But he was like, it was so articulate, and you know, it's like he had written every word, and he was reciting it all from memory. It's pretty amazing. I don't think I could do that. You know, and then as he got older, you know, you could see, like, he was getting a lot more political and a lot more angry, and I liked that. But it's good to go back and look at some of his older, goofier stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've actually got a couple of George Carlin box sets around. Yeah, I remember. I think his one of his more recent ones before It's Bad For You, which was the last show that he did, I think, was one called Life Is Worth Losing. I always loved the titles of his shows.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. One thing I remember from that is just like, you just talk about God, just like, really, there's just a big bearded guy up above, just looking down at us, like, someone with goofy faces.
Yeah, for the record, Chris made a goofy face.
Yeah, I said a goofy face,
Yeah.
so, you know.
Well, goofier than his normal face. Oh!
You love it.
I was really awful to one of my paintball teammates yesterday because we actually went to a tournament and we actually won the tournament, so yay us. But we got medals and we got certificates and we got little badges with smiley faces on them. No, we didn't get the smiley faces, though I would have liked it. Elite paintball, elite indoor paintball people, get it sorted. But when we were taking like a photo, Marcus, is one of my teammates, was the only one that had his certificate out, and we'd put the rest of us had put ours in like a plastic sleeve to keep it protected, and we're berating him like just like there's a reason we put them in the sleeve, so they don't get caught in the wind and all ended up all ragged and everything. And Marcus was like, oh, it's battle scars, it's been through a lot. And I just said to him, your girlfriend's been through a lot.
Well, what she has?
What she has? I don't know. Maybe Marcus's girlfriend has been through a lot. Sorry, Marcus, if you're listening, which I doubt. But
Am I meaning what I think I'm meaning now?
I don't know what you think you're meaning.
I just thought you had been through a horrible mental trauma. I don't know what's. Sex.
Okay, so somehow your mind went to a darker place than mine.
No, I just thought afterwards I saying that. Dear me.
I was just saying like that he was. I was implying that she had been through a lot in an awful relationship with Marcus. You were going into the dark Lovecraftian abyss where she's like in a mental institution having watched her mother and father be ground up by a massive anthropomorphic wood chipper or something like that, and she's just sitting in a mental institution scraping numbers into the walls using her bloodied fingernail or something. And I was just doing something entirely at the expense of Marcus.
Sorry, I just never thought of wood chipper at all during all my time thinking about that.
I don't know, for some reason Stephen King's The Mangler popped into my head. And that wasn't even a wood chipper, that was a laundry press.
Okay.
Yeah. Read The Mangler, by the way. It's a fucking stupid story.
Sure.
I like Stephen King's short fiction, actually. I prefer
fair enough, but that's all you need to say.
Yeah. I prefer it from his novels, to be honest. But anyways, I can't remember what. I think we were talking about George Carlin, and then suddenly I said something, and but yeah, actually one of my favourite shows that he did. Definitely one of my favourite titles was You Are All Diseased.
Oh dear.
I loved that. That's great. It just appeals to my curmudgeon-y, misanthropic side, which is just 90% of me, to be honest.
No, look at you.
Look at my smile.
Jesus. Oh God. How long have we been doing this then?
We've been doing this for 3/4 of an hour. Once again, we didn't really have much of a structuring topic. We're just kind of fucking talking now, which I guess that's what a podcast is, so fuck it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I want to do my Vince Vaughn movie pitch now.
Oh, what's your Vince Vaughn movie pitch?
This one is called Vince Vaughn in Rush.
Vince Vaughn in Rush. Okay, so what is this?
The movie follows Vince Vaughn as a young fan of Canadian rock band Rush, who come to his home of Washington, D.C. What he does not expect... what he does is not... Sorry.
Okay, right, alright, keep going, it's okay.
What he does not expect is being given a chance to perform with them up on stage. Geddy Lee apparently had listened to a track he put up on YouTube of one of his songs and loved it. Fucking loved it so much that he wanted to introduce the world to this hot, new, sexy talent. I don't know what... I think, is Geddy Lee blind, or...
No, Geddy Lee's not blind, he just wears those glasses.
Okay.
I see what you mean, though.
For the purpose of humour, he is a horrendous singer, but Geddy Lee thinks he's brilliant and wants him for this tour. Just some,
Okay, so...
his mother,
right.
played by John Malkovich, is over the moon and can't wait for the day. He's like, oh God, how does man John Malkovich sound like? He's just like, yes, I love it, son. You're gonna be great.
That's a perfect impression of John Malkovich.
It's gonna be marvelous.
It's
like John Malkovich with like flower white makeup on his face and like red lipstick, so you'll never sleep again.
That's the tagline. That's the tagline. Vince Vaughn in Rush. You will never sleep again. And I love your John Malkovich impression. It's like you are being John Malkovich in John Malkovich.
You're being John Malkovich.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's like, wonderful, son. And I swear to God, if someone slags you in the crowd, I'll get him. This isn't foreshadowing. Anyway, she can't wait for the day. The day comes, and ignoring the fact that he can't sing, things go pretty well. He sings the classics: Working Man, Tom Sawyer, The Trees, Sound of the Radio, Free Will, you name it. However,
Against All Odds, I believe was one. Against All Odds.
Yeah.
And
the whole joke is just a few of them.
Yeah.
Wait, what happens next?
And Jesus He Knows Me, I think, was one as well.
No, he doesn't sing that. Look, you're giving him too much credit.
Okay, so he's singing Rush tracks, and then I start putting out Phil Collins tracks, and you're saying, oh no, don't give him that much credit. What's the matter with you? We're gonna end up with a bunch of fucking prog rock fans busting down our doors.
That's not the point of this.
What's gonna happen anyway if this film gets made?
Well, it's already been made. It's under my bed at the moment. But anyway, Vince Vaughn is up on stage, like singing, like, I'm a working man. Exactly like that.
It sounds like that sounds like my really awful, deliberately terrible impression of my mum. You gotta be a working man. I guess that's what I am.
He's like, Tom Sawyer. Tom Sawyer. He doesn't know the words.
He doesn't know the words.
Then he does The Trees, and it's terrible, but Geddy Lee's still playing up there. He's
yeah, you're gonna make us money, you are, because...
For some reason, Geddy Lee's just not infatuated with him because he's young in this movie, but, he's just taken by him. He's just, Vince Vaughn, you were the greatest.
What, who's young in this movie?
What? Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn. I mean, how young is he?
He's 15.
He's 15.
How is he?
Okay, I want to see Vince Vaughn in in a fucking 5 Seconds to Summer shirt and wearing like a pair of tight jeans and Converse shoes and like sporting a Justin Bieber, like when he was young Justin Bieber, like My World Justin Bieber haircut.
That makes one of us then.
Okay, that makes one of us in the entire world that wants to see that.
I don't think you do want to see that, but anyway, he sings Sound of the Radio. It's like, Sound of the Radio!
Yeah, that's Spirit of the Radio.
Like Sound of the Radio.
Spirit of the Radio.
Sings for a bit, then... However, things go amazingly downhill in ways that you could not possibly imagine.
Does it involve the bloodthirsty donkey of Menorca? Ooh. Okay, that's I believe I mentioned him in a previous podcast. If I didn't, then everyone is confused right now. In fact, everyone's probably confused anyway. So, continue, Chris.
Yeah. What? What was that?
No, it was just the way you... Alright, keep going.
It's after the last it's after that last song when he displays his amazing lack what am I trying to say? His lack of knowledge of Rush by singing "Saturday's All Right for Fighting" by Elton John.
Get a little action.
And then the evening follows suit like this with them playing other songs like "Build Me Up, Buttercup," "What Is Love" by Hathaway, "Rhythm of the Dance," "I'm Horny," and "Baby Love." The crowd revolts, and they are only stopped by John Malkovich. See, I didn't mention that, but he's back. Who is furious that no one loves his son singing, and tells them all that they should be ashamed. Oh, how dare you! How dare you! I can't believe it. You all paid good money to come to see my son singing with Rush, and you have the goddamn shame. I'm just ripping up Jim Sterling's villain voice, but now more lighter voice.
Hey, we're already ripping him off. We've said that in just about every podcast.
I just don't want to be totally direct about it. Now I'm just...
Yeah, well, tell you what, right, I don't know, maybe I'll try and do something. It's like, how dare you! How dare you all! It doesn't sound anything like John Malkovich, I know. I'm just going to make up my own voice. How dare you all! Night time I sound singing! I am going to eat you all now!
You should all be ashamed. Hang your head in shame. You know, like a massive silence for ages, just crickets chirping in the field that they rented out, and then everyone just gets up and sits on a chair and just, you know, moves on. And just keep playing Vince, My Lad Says, I don't know, John Goodman, who's dressed as a clown. And then...
John Goodman is Geddy Lee.
What?
John Goodman is Geddy Lee.
John Goodman is Geddy Lee. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking brilliant.
John Goodman is Geddy Lee.
I love it. I love it.
He's like this weird Vietnam vet version of Geddy Lee. He's still wearing those glasses and he's got his long black hair and he's just missing both his legs and he's in a wheelchair just going, oh yeah, I love it. Yeah.
He gets a pistol and just shoots into the sky usually just to keep his heart beating.
It's like I haven't heard such great sounds since the screaming of the Viet Cong, or something awful like that. I don't know.
Flashback to Apocalypse Now footage with I don't know Steve Buscemi as Colonel Kurt.
You know what? Francis Ford Coppola will probably give us the rights to do that, so I don't think you ought to worry about that.
He directed Jack. He'll
do anything. He did Jack.
You put fucking Bill Cosby in one of his movies when he's a director known for like one of the greatest war films of all time. He'll do it. But yeah, and then basically John Malkovich's rousing speech has convinced the entire crowd that maybe we should just be quiet and listen to what we paid. I can't remember how much money, maybe like £100 to get in to see. And then Vince Vaughn gets back on stage after crying like a little baby and sings Dr. Jones by Aqua. And then the movie ends.
Okay, Aqua. Christ, what a reference.
What a reference.
What a reference. I actually, funnily enough, somebody stuck on an Aqua CD in the Salvation Army shop. And it was the one that had Barbie Girl on it, but it was like, holy shit, they had more than one song. It's like, that's amazing.
I know, it's always weird, isn't it? They had other songs, like these one-hit wonders had other songs.
Yeah, and there are some where I listen to some of their other songs and I think like, You know what? These guys should have gone further and everything. But then, Aqua. Well, Aqua's Aqua, isn't it?
Aqua.
Aqua.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that was a film.
It was, and it will be. Clearly.
I made it back in like 2004. It's still under my bed.
Yeah, I know. You really got to start releasing these things, you know?
I'm kind of terrified, guys.
I mean, North Korea released Paul Gasari, and look what came of that.
A free man after a while.
Yeah, I was actually thinking, you know, they could have released the director. But, oh god, yeah, we watched Paul Gasari.
We did indeed.
It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, but it was still pretty awful.
It was, honest to God, it was the most easiest to watch through because I could kind of ignore it at the same time as watching it. It didn't feel so. It really, compared to the other ones, they're just preachy. Just, we're gonna work for our country, man. We gotta do that. No, it's just, God, I wish they were all like that. That'd be brilliant. Gotta work for the country, man. You're a great leader. Requires it. But no, it was just kind of like silly samurai men running around in silly outfits, and then an iron-eating monster turns up. And he's kind of funny sometimes.
I don't know. It makes me think of it makes me think of like if Ran were made by Godfrey Ho or something.
I guess so.
But then again, actually, no, that's not right, because if it were made by Godfrey Ho, then it would continually cut to a completely separate plot line from a completely separate movie every couple of minutes.
What would it be then? What would it then do?
It would be fried green tomatoes. Basically, Godfrey Ho would make he would get this he would make this monster film. You know, using some of the limited resources that he has. You know, it would probably be it would be bright pink, most likely, and it would have a headband around its head saying "monster" on it. And then he would just, and every now and then it would just cut back to a really ragged looking print of fried green tomatoes starring Kathy Bates.
It just abruptly just.
You know, it's you know, it's just one on the one hand it's you know, monster movie, like really, you know, Z grade monster movie, and then it just suddenly cuts to you know, a very profound and heartwarming tale about two young women in you know, the 1930s in you know, the southern United States.
Yeah, I don't know. I would go on for like 13 going on 40. That would probably be the better one.
13 going on 30.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Jennifer Garner movie.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Guess I should insult that much.
Actually, yeah. You misogynist scum, you. Says the comment. But yeah, actually, you know what? Instead of you know, we should, you know, the monster is like you know, basically we should just have 13 going on 30, but instead of Jennifer Garner, it's just a kaiju monster, and nobody, like, everyone else is human, and they just talk to him normally. You know, you know, they don't even realize he's a monster. It doesn't even in fact, it seems normal to them, and then, you know, he turns 30 and we don't know the difference, really. Because, you know, I'm not very good, you know, in certain cases I'm not very good at pinpointing the age of certain animals, but I can't imagine lizards would be top on my list, you know. But, so yeah, that's there's a couple more movie pitches for you, right there.
Yep.
Hollywood, get it sorted. Oh, you were probably doing it anyway, let's be honest. Yeah.
Harvey Weinstein should be sitting on the script and it's still tattered and horrible.
Yeah.
Just pulls out and says, "Oh no, this one."
It's just
throws it towards, I don't know, the director of Night at the Museum. And it smacks his face. It's just
covered in it's just covered in this viscous. It's just covered in this viscous mixture of fat and sweat, and and like body hair. That's actually it's actually corrosive. This stuff, it melts the guy's face off, and he's just ah!
He goes always, no, what is this?
No!
Not Alice, shut up! Make me my movie!
I could go to Harvey Weinstein and say, like, right, get this, 13 going on 30 meets Pacific Rim, and he'll be like, $80 billion! Okay. Done.
I just want to redesign him as like this crazy monster, just like a cigar. He's just like Jabba the Hutt with like a cigar.
Yes, I can't imagine. He'd have a bit of trouble smoking that cigar with those massive tusks sticking out of his face, I think. He's got these big fucking tusks that reach the ceiling, and there's a few just kind of dead baby animals just impaled on them. Yeah, just baby animals.
Oh dear.
This is Kristen Gets Journey to Hell. We tell you the truth, no matter how much it kills baby animals.
And how much despite how obvious it actually is, I mean, how do you not know that about Harvey Weinstein?
Obviously, there you go. You know what? That's weird. That I'm thinking, I keep forgetting that him and like Harvey and Bob actually wrote The Burning.
They wrote it.
Yeah, they fucking wrote it. Like The Burning. You've never seen The Burning.
No.
It's Nick. Since I think Nick watches it, and he and he thinks it's like, oh, it's an enjoyably bad movie. I just think it's bad. There are some really good bits. Don't get me wrong. Like I like the classic raft scene is like the best scene in the movie. Where the kids are getting cut up on the raft by the dude with the big pair of shears. That's actually a really cool scene. And the special effects are quite good, but for the most part, it's just a really shitty movie.
Okay.
And it was written by the founders of Miramax.
Oh dear.
Oh God, man! Have you seen anything else, actually, dude?
Anything recently? Or what are you talking about? Seeing anything?
Yeah.
Like,
What do you think? Seeing anything else? Just random events in your life. What was the last thing you saw when you looked out your window?
Deep Red.
Okay. I don't know. Is there like a drive-through Italian cinema just outside your window?
Yes.
Okay. Why don't you tell us about Profondo Rosso?
Yeah, it's the film. We might as well name drop Nick again, because he is the aficionado on these kind of films. But yeah, this is a Giallo movie from Italy, directed by Dario Argento, who is quite well known for his, I don't know, are they really incoherent movies? But they're
they tend to be a bit incoherent. Well, I say a bit.
Yeah. They don't tend to usually have like a lot of plot to them, but they are very pretty looking, for the most part, pretty looking films, and they just have a very haunting quality about them. And this one's no different. I mean, I've seen technically five. I'll bring it up later. I've seen like Birds of Crystal Plumage.
Bird with Crystal Plumage. Yeah, I think we might have actually watched that together.
No,
No?
It's just me.
Or was it just you and Nick? I might have watched Bird with Crystal Plumage with Nick then.
I remember as a part of like this guy living in a house eating cats.
Yeah, that was. Bird with Crystal Plumage is a weird movie, and it's I mean, well, Dario Argento movies are weird, but there's a guy in that film that just sits in his house and eats cats. It's quite insane.
You see his cage of cats and he's eating them.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, I was saying I've seen that one. I've seen Phenomena. I've seen Suspiria.
Oh, Phenomena.
Phenomena, yes.
Yes, the chimp with the razor blade.
And he's gonna kick some ass!
That monkey needed its own spin-off.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, it's not a monkey, it's an ape. Do forgive me. But, yeah, it needed its own spin-off.
But, yeah, that one's good. I like Suspiria enough, though. There seems to be a lot of scenes where like, kind of like standing in a room while music and light is happening. I like that film, though. It's got a cool side to it. And then, of course, Dracula. Dracula. But there you go.
Well, yeah. Oh God, Dracula. Oh.
Yes, exactly. I was just waiting for that response here.
Oh, the fucking praying mantis.
See, I like the film and also sign of how terrible it is.
Oh yeah, it's the best part of that film. Good God, even Rutger Hauer doesn't overshadow that bit.
Yeah, it's surprisingly good casting in it for some reason, but no one really brings anything.
Yeah, I know. Rutger Hauer.
Dracula could have had some potential, but my God.
I know, but yeah, you've got you've got Dracula, and Suspiria as well. You see, I kind of praise Suspiria because it when you watch it, you honestly feel like it seems like a nightmare.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like it's incoherent because it's or that everything seems kind of disjointed and weird or nonsensical because it's badly written. It feels that way because it feels very nightmarish, the way that it's shot and the way that the way the colours are, the set design and the lighting and everything. It feels like you're having this weird dream.
Yeah.
Where nonsensical but horrifying things are happening. So Phenomena, however, I think Phenomena was going for a similar thing, but it didn't quite get there.
Yeah, it's got its flaws.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it though. It was
Yeah, I mean, come on, you can't not enjoy it. It had a fucking monkey with a razor blade in it.
Monkey with a razor blade going out to avenge dead Donald Pleasant.
Dead Donald Pleasant with an Iron Maiden soundtrack, and it had some tracks by Iron Maiden in it,
Yeah.
and it had Jennifer Connelly from Labyrinth controlling insects with her mind.
Yeah, because why not?
Now, everyone, if you're listening to this and you didn't immediately think, I need to see this immediately, otherwise I will hang myself from a bridge, then you are insane. Clearly. If you're not saying that in your head right now.
Yeah.
Come on, monkey with a razor blade. Sorry, chimp with a razor blade.
Alright.
In case there were any zoologists listening and they're just like, how dare he refer to chimps as monkeys? They're clearly not in the same genus or whatever. I'm a zoologist. But anyways, you were saying...
nothing better to do than listen to two nerds yak on about nightmares. Yeah, I was going to say, Deep Red. I did enjoy Deep Red a lot. I almost just call it Deep Red rather than Fondo Rosso. I don't know.
Nick is... You see, Nick wants to... He will call the cut version Deep Red, but he refuses to call the full version Profondo Rosso. He refuses to call the full version Deep Red. He calls it Profondo Rosso, which means Deep Red. So it's one of those cases where, Nick, nobody gives a fuck.
Oh well.
Nobody.
Oh, I like the film. It was quite good. I like David Hemmings.
Yeah, David Hemmings is cool. I mean, the film itself is cool. It's a very nicely shot film. It looks great.
I just love the main theme. It's so cool and gothic sounding.
Yeah, no, I mean, I like soundtracks for these giallo films because they sound really funky. It's like even when someone is getting brutally murdered, like in Western cinema, it'll be like or like some kind of really over the top orchestral music. In Italy, it's
It's like it's happening at like a beatnik bar.
It's like yeah, it's like disco prog or something.
Or just beat poets. So like someone like reciting poetry while someone's getting stabbed through the eye socket. It's just it's very underground.
Yeah, I know. Oh Jesus! Some of the deaths in those films are pretty brutal as well. Like I still find it quite difficult to watch the bit where the guy gets his teeth bashed in on the edge of the table.
Oh God!
Yeah.
It's the final death.
Yeah, and the final death was made. I love how fucking out of the blue and lucky that was.
It was.
It was so lucky of David Hemmings to just like, oh, she got her necklace caught in the elevator. Oh, look, her head's gone. The end.
God.
Well, that was a strange series of events, says David Hemmings to no one.
As he looks into the blood during the credits.
Oh God. You know what? I'd really like to meet Dario Argento. He seems like he'd be interesting to speak to.
Yeah. You hear about his supposed next film?
Oh God. Really? Please, Dario. After Dracula, just retire.
I know, but this one it sounds like one of his old movies. But he's put up a Kickstarter for it, so you never know. I don't know. Maybe the system won't crush it, or if they have crushed anything in the past before.
I don't know what I don't know what crushed Dracula 3000 other than the fact that it was. What did I say? Dracula 3000? Or no, Dracula 3D. Other than the fact that it was terribly written, dreadfully acted and directed, and just shit overall.
I know. You just watch it. You just can't believe what you're seeing.
I know, because okay, right. Dario Argento is not my favourite director, but I like a lot of his older movies. I'll sit and watch it. I like Bird with Crystal Plumage. I like Deep Red and whatever. Yes, Deep Red, Nick. Because I speak fucking English, but therefore I am superior. But I don't know why I had to add that on. I didn't mean it. But watching that, it's just like, oh God, no, Dario, what are you doing? It feels like it's a bit like when I watch a new episode of The Simpsons, and I mean, at best, a lot of the time the new episodes are like, okay, I can watch them.
Laugh a bit for a second.
And whereas some of them are just so bad, and it's like, I remember when I was a kid watching an episode of The Simpsons, was like every episode was great, and when you watch the new ones, sometimes you're just my childhood, it hurts.
Yes, it's not a fun feeling. That's why I've stopped watching it since. Really.
I mean, I can imagine it's worse for Nick because he actually watched these things when he was very young, but yeah.
God, but what I was going to say though, like his next movie is apparently, well, all the irony, The Sandman, not Neil Gaiman's, but Sandman. It's apparently set on Christmas Day or something, or Christmas Eve, and it's a serial killer called the Sandman, killing people and taking out their eyes or something. It's got Iggy Pop as the Sandman.
Wait, who is this? Is this another Argento film?
Yeah, apparently I think it's successfully funded, so
that's his new film.
That is his next film.
Oh, good God, I need to see this.
Even if it's awful, I got to see it.
Oh yeah, I got to see it. If Iggy Pop's playing a serial killer,
I don't know if his introduction in his part in the Kickstarter video is really a good indication of his acting ability, but he has been good stuff before. But
Yeah, I mean, I like. He was in Crybaby, and he was in.
He's talking really fucking slow in the Kickstarter thing. It's weird. It's like, I'm Dario Argento's films always fascinated me. And he kind of just looks at the screen for a bit and kind of gives you a half smile. Then he talks again. He's like, what are you doing? Iggy, are you about to sell me insurance?
I hope not, because that fucking awful doll thing's gonna pop up and make me shit myself.
Shit yourself screaming.
Yeah.
That's a term I have now coined.
Shit yourself screaming. I'd love to see that on a... You know what? That's my ambition, to make a horror film one day where, like, when the DVD comes out, there's a blurb from a critic, probably you, Chris, saying, "You'll shit yourself screaming." I need, one day I'm going to have you do that. Whether you think the film is scary or not, I'm going to have you do that. Just like, "You'll shit yourself screaming." I'll just have you write it in marker on one of the many DVD boxes.
Oh god, but yeah, it's just like, yeah, he's talking about like how he wants to make a Christmas film without any genre.
Can you hear me, dude? Chris? Chris? Oh, shit. We've lost Chris. Oh no! Skype's trying to get the call back. Oh well. It's just me, by myself. As usual. Okay. I feel weird. I'm gonna have to try and call him again because this thing's not gonna get him back on its own. Right. It's a little extra few notes that I added on there. God, is it even bloody... Come on! Let's go. I'm going to stop recording for now. Okay, yeah, we had a bit of some technical difficulties there. In other words, Skype shat itself screaming. I think it did. Oh, but yeah, I can't even remember what you were saying.
Yeah, we're just talking about Dario Argento's film where you'll shit yourself screaming.
Yeah, the one where you will shit yourself screaming with, yeah, where Iggy Pop tries to, there you go. There's your movie pitch of the podcast. Basically, Iggy Pop is a serial killer who isn't trying to kill people. He's just going around selling insurance to people, and then that bloody puppet thing pops up and gives the customer a heart attack.
He could be the doll could be the one killing them all, but Iggy Pop's trying to stop him. It's like, oh, nothing relationship between him and his rubbery puppet.
I know. You know what? For those of you who don't realise what we're referencing, Iggy Pop did do a series of it was car insurance adverts, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, a series of car insurance adverts, in which he proceeded to attempt to shit all over his rock career by selling us, insurance, like I said, using a horrifying rubber puppet version of himself. It was like a spitting image puppet if you threw it into a bear enclosure and then entered it into a knife fight in a prison.
Basically, Iggy Pop as a spitting image.
Yeah. I liked Iggy Pop's voice in Hardware.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Here's the good news! There's no fucking good news!
Yeah, that's great stuff.
I like that film. I need to watch Hardware again, actually.
That's great.
It's a good film. God. You know what? We're coming very close to the end of it anyway. I think we've only got about 8 minutes on here left. But yeah, I actually still have to watch The Strain.
Yes.
Yeah, I still got to get around to it. Because I don't know, for some reason recently I just can't be arsed to open up a disc tray, put a DVD in, shut it, and then sit there watching something with my eyes whilst the fat from my gut rolls over the side of the chair. You know, so I don't know what it is. I'll get around to it eventually. I might even talk about it in the next one. You know, unless I'm talking about Nick doing something surreal for about 20 minutes, because you all enjoy that.
Oh dear. Oh god, those.
Oh well. But
So hard doing a podcast.
it is so hard, us doing this here. Here, where's our Oxfam advert?
But I get it.
Call back! Oh!
Oh,
And to those of you who have not watched the podcast or listened to the podcast from before, where we started off that joke, where the saga of that joke began, then fuck off. That's all I have to say. You are not worth my time or energy. You disgust me.
oh dear.
I don't mean that. I don't. I do. So anyway, on that note, I think we should probably call it an evening. Yeah?
Yeah.
Would you say so?
That's an idea.
Yeah. I was just hoping for. I was waiting for your agreement there, because I can't do anything without your, without your approval, really.
Yes, and you're right to think so.
You are the wind beneath my wings, Chris.
Oh.
Well, that sounded suggestive. I think it was meant to, wasn't it? No.
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was meant to. It was meant to. Okay, well, anyways, I hope you enjoyed this. This has been Chris and Glenn's Journey to Hell, episode blah blah blah. And, blah. Actually, I think it's episode 7, but we're just going to stick with blah for the moment. Mom, what are you doing here? Glenn.
Just cleaning.
It's like, just cleaning. Yeah, we're just cleaning. Alistair, what are you doing here? Oh no. Alistair's entered our podcast.
Oh.
No.
No. Help me.
Oh god. Bye bye, everybody.
Bye bye.